Hello friends, welcome back. In the previous session, I explained you clearly the role of the Scrum Master, what are the things that the Scrum Master does, how does he help the team, how does he help the product owner, how does he really render some help to the organization as well, and we discussed all these in detail. I hope you like that. In this session, we are going to learn about the rest of the roles that we had to discuss. The first one in the list is the product owner. This is a very important role, and this session will give you a clarity about what exactly the product owner is doing. The product owner, shortly called as PO, is a major component in the entire Scrum. He is a very big role holder. His duty is to maximize the value of the product built by the team to the stakeholders. PO plays a major role in the entire cycle. His duty is to maximize the value of the product built by the Scrum team. It is his very duty to make sure that the value is increased for the product which is built by the Scrum team in front of the customers. PO is responsible for the product backlog, which include the content, the availability, and ordering the backlog items. The product owner is the guy who is responsible to keep the product backlog updated, intact, and he has to make sure that the customer's feedback, the stakeholders' feedback, emerging requirements all are covered properly and included into the product backlog. The product backlog is a dynamic list which keeps evolving. We have already discussed this, and this dynamism, this dynamic nature is very much managed by the product owner, and if he misses it, it's going to be a disaster. So the product owner is the owner and responsible for the product backlogs, and he is also holding the other responsibilities like developing and communicating the product goal clearly to the stakeholders and mainly to the Scrum team. The one which is building it should know what is the goal. So creating and communicating the product backlog items. So I list the items which are to be done, and I am the product owner. I need to clearly convey it to the team which is going to work on it, and the ordering and the priority. I've got 100 items to do. Which one is the first? Which one is the second? I need to get the best of the things to be done in the first, which has the highest priority, and the prioritizing and the ordering is the major role that PO does. And most importantly, his role is to make sure that the PB is very transparent and visible, understandable as well. All these are done by the product owner, and I made a very small picture representation here which will let you know the roles and the responsibilities of the PO. The PO is the one who should be a business expert. He clearly develops and communicates the goals. He maximizes the value for the product which the Scrum team is developing. He is the owner of the product backlog. He is also responsible for the PBIs, the product backlog items. He clarifies why, describes what, and he also has to make sure that he orders the list of the items in the product backlog list. The product backlog has got a list of items to be done, right, which is to be prioritized. The priority and the ordering is to be also done by the product owner. So the product owner is a very important role. Earlier we have seen the Scrum Master, now we are looking into the product owner. Well, the next one is the developer. The developers are the team or a group of people who work on the product. They are the one who build the product, who build the increment, that is the output. The developers could possess different skills, and we may have to add developers into the team based on the skill set requirement to build a proper product. So the developers are the core team members who build the product. They are the one who construct. So they are creating the plan for the sprint. They are the one who is going to work on the target. They need to be very clear about what is the definition of done, and they also need to make sure that the product which they are building meets the definition of done requirement as well, and they should adapt the plan each day towards the sprint goal. I am working on a goal. I am a developer. I need to make sure that I am adapting to the plan properly, and most importantly, holding each other accountable as professionals is also a very important role that the developer has to look into. So the developers are the one who are going to build it. The developer should understand what is the requirement. The developer should build the product which meets the definition of done. That's the requirement, quality requirement in fact, and they should work towards the goal. So the developers are also the pillars. So we have seen three different roles, right? So those three roles, the Scrum Master, the developers, and the PO, the product owner, are a very important persons in this entire Scrum, and I hope you have now understood the details. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask that. These three guys are going to rule the Scrum. And in the next session, we will learn about the Scrum events. It's going to be very interesting as well. Until then, bye-bye. If you like the channel, kindly subscribe. Thank you.